Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. I hope that you are all doing good tonight. We are going to be talking about some rumors, some updates about situations, and just a lot of bullshit. I guess that's the perfect way to put it. It's going to be an extremely interesting night. We have a lot of different topics to cover, some which are unfortunately pretty negative, and some that they're rumors, and I don't want to believe them, but at the same time, would it really be surprising? Tonight, we are going to talk about NBA 2K21 announcing that the game is going to be $70 on next-gen consoles. And it's not just about NBA 2K21 being $70 on new consoles. It's not really just about that. It's the fact that there are other companies that could follow. This could set a trend for next generation. We've heard, I will talk about it a little bit, that there are some companies apparently considering raising their prices on games, and I've talked for a long time about how I personally feel like $60 for a lot of games is kind of overpriced. A lot of games don't warrant a $60 price tag, but I understand that development costs goes up, the industry is always changing, and $60 is where the price is at. But going into next generation, it's going to be very interesting to see if developers and companies are going to get even more greedy, because they obviously have pretty predatory microtransaction practices in a lot of games. Not every company acts that way, but a lot of games unfortunately have those. We're going to talk about how a couple of weeks ago, it was about a month ago, AT&T, it was reported, was looking to sell Warner Brothers game division. Activision and EA were among the interested buyers supposedly, but there is a new report coming out saying that Microsoft is interested in purchasing Warner Brothers Interactive. And this, in my opinion, is a little bit more of a positive rumor that we're going to talk about tonight, because while it could be very bad to see Warner Brothers Interactive change hands, it could also be extremely good. Obviously, it would depend on if it went to someone like EA and Activision, or if it went to someone or a company like Microsoft. That is what would really either revive it or stick the nail in the coffin. But we're not sure. Just some rumors we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about how there is currently a Twitch staff member being accused of sexual assault, and this is coming out during the Me Too movement that's currently going on in gaming. But what is specifically interesting about this case is that this happened a couple of weeks ago. Like 3 weeks ago almost at this point, this Twitch executive was accused of these things, and they're banning a lot of creators for accusations made against creators, yet there's been no update on this situation about this Twitch executive. There's been no official statement from Twitch. He hasn't made any statements, and it's been radio silent, which is interesting, considering the posts that Twitch made just days before these accusations were made. And we're also going to talk about Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast has obviously made some very choice decisions over the past couple of months, and I really wanted to talk about another decision that they've made. They have decided to remove a female from the creator program, basically for copying and pasting one of her more sexual images onto a card border. I guess that's the easiest way to describe it before I read the article. And they've removed her from the creator program, saying that she shared photos featuring nudity and sexual posing on her personal social media. So those are the topics that we are going to be discussing tonight. But before we get into them, welcome everyone. I hope that you guys are doing good. I hope that your night is going good. I just want to say Streamlabs is having a little bit of a problem. So obviously I'm live streaming through Streamlabs, and I'm able to see kind of like my streaming dashboard, but I can't see donations or anything. I'm not sure if Streamlabs is just having a big problem right now, or if it's just their web page, like their login web page, not properly loading. So if anyone donates, hopefully there will be no problems. Hopefully anyone that wants to donate is able to. You know, technical difficulty of the night. Streamlabs tonight. How are you all doing? I hope that you guys are doing okay. I hope everyone's night is going, at least just going. I suppose we'll put it that way. 2020, ladies and gentlemen. 2020. Getting banned, Keck W getting banned for what you do on other platforms. A lot of companies have those rules in place now, like they police what you do on other platforms. So let's say I'm a Twitch streamer and I say something really shitty or really toxic on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. They do watch what you say, and you can get banned from their platform just for saying something on another social media platform. Do I think that it should be that way? No. Is it that way? Unfortunately for a lot of companies, yes, and a lot of companies are still adapting those rules, basically so that if you do anything that they don't like, they can just get rid of you. They can give you the boot. And again, I don't think that it should be that way, but unfortunately a lot of companies do act that way, which in my opinion is kind of shitty. The left has officially gone insane. That includes Twitch and Reddit. Well, I feel like every platform has its ups. I feel like every platform offers something, whether it's a feature or rules, things like that are good, but I also feel like most platforms, unfortunately, have a lot of downsides. I mean, it's social media. Unless social media becomes regulated, it's going to always be that way. Just kind of is what it is. Vara 2020. No thank you. No thank you. I'll pass. I would be one of the people that would pass on that opportunity. It has nothing to do with politics. I'm extremely confused. Hello there. Hello. I hope you all are having a good night. Sorry guys, I was just reading something really quickly in the dashboard. Okay. Alright. Let us get started with the first topic of the night. Alright, the first topic that we are going to discuss for the night is NBA 2K21. I had mentioned during last week's discussion live stream, one of them, I did two last week, that the price of NBA 2K21 is going to be $70 on next generation consoles. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, they're going to suddenly start charging $10 more. Now, did they explain why they are going to be charging $10 more for this release? No, not at all whatsoever. They just said that they felt like it was a good decision for the game and the company. Obviously, when it comes to sports games, I feel like a lot of people didn't like this decision. We're not talking about a game like The Witcher here. We're not talking about these huge titles that have hundreds of hours worth of content in them. We're talking about sports games, which are notoriously awfully monetized. You have the base edition, which is going to be $70. You're going to have another edition, which is $100 on top of microtransactions, loot boxes, all of that. So I feel like the reception for this news was pretty negative, and rightfully so. Unfortunately, companies have just treated sports games like they're shitty throwaways, and like it doesn't matter, whatever you do, people are still gonna buy them. The cash cows are still gonna buy them and enjoy them. But we are hearing a report that after NBA 2K21, more publishers are considering raising game prices to $70 on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Now, games have been around $60 for a while now. And there's been, I feel like, the past 2 or 3 years, a lot of rumors and speculation that new games were going to go up in price, that new games were going to go up to $70, and I remember at one point we heard $75, but all of those rumors were squashed. New AAA releases continued to come out and continue to be $60. But now, with some publishers saying next generation, we're going to, we're gonna up the price by $10. A lot of companies are apparently considering following along with that and go to $70. This is a VG247 article. NBA 2K21 may only be the first AAA game whose base price jumps to $70 on next-gen consoles. This week, 2K Games revealed new details about the upcoming NBA 2K21. In the press release, the publisher confirmed that the game's standard edition will be priced $70 on the PS5 and Xbox Series X, making it the first AAA game to commit to higher pricing on next-generation consoles. My overall thoughts on AAA releases is that, in my opinion, a lot of games don't deserve a $60 price tag. A lot of games simply just don't deserve my $60. I mean, let's look at something like Resident Evil 3's remake. That game was literally 5 hours, had no multiplayer. There was no alternate, storyline. It was 5 hours for $60, which in my opinion was absolutely ridiculous. While I did enjoy the content that was there, there just wasn't enough and there was no replayability to it. But then you have some games that are like Grand Theft Auto 5, or you have The Witcher 3, or you have the Assassin's Creed games, which most of the time do warrant the full $60 AAA price tag. I think that $60 is a hit and a miss. Some games deserve it, and then other times they completely don't. But hearing that games could go up to $70 is even more worrying because, as all of you know, games are most of the time now poorly monetized. It's not always the case, but if we look at EA and Activision, and we look at these companies and the way that they treat games, they treat them like they're not games, like they're slot machines. A lot of these companies, unfortunately, treat their consumers like they are walking wallets, which I don't think that they should do. But upping the price, in my opinion, first thoughts, should mean less shitty monetization. If I'm going to pay $10 extra for a video game, which video games release all of the time, I think that there should be less loot boxes, less pay-to-win mechanics, less of that monetization. But unfortunately, for a lot of companies, they don't think that way. They think, oh no, next generation of consoles is coming out. We're gonna start putting our games at a higher price, even if it's $10. Because $10 is $10. To a lot of people, $10 isn't that drastic. It doesn't break the bank if you're already spending $60. Why not spend $70? But a lot of game companies, will use the shit out of this and then continue to treat consumers like walking wallets. Give an inch, take a mile. We say, okay, we'll buy your game for $10 extra. You know that NBA 2K21 is going to have shitty monetization practices in it still, even though they're saying, hey, it's $10 more. This doesn't appear to be an isolated decision, though. According to research company IDG, other publishers are also considering raising the base price of their AAA games to $70, a $10 increase. The last time that next-gen launch software pricing went up was in 2005 and 2006, when it went from $49.99 to $59.99 at the start of the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 generation, the IDG CEO told Games Industry. And during that time, the costs and prices in other affiliated verticals have gone up. He explained that the price of admission across other competing industries has risen considerably over the years, but not in video games. The CEO cited cinema ticket prices, Netflix and cable subscriptions as examples, but neglected to mention that video games have a multitude of other ways to monetize users after the fact, such as DLC, microtransactions, and several other forms of reoccurring revenue. I think that this is pretty shitty of a comparison. as the article kind of agrees with me, because you see things like ticket prices. Yeah, they went from $8 to $10 to $12. In some places, movie tickets are $15. Yes, over the years, they have gone up quite considerably. But as they point out, in the games industry, there are so many other ways to monetize your product. You have microtransactions, you have loot boxes, you have costumes and skins and weapons and add-ons and DLC, and I mean, there's so many different ways to make money out of someone after the initial purchase. Even with the increase to $69.99 for next generation, that price increase from 2005 to 2020 next gen is only up 17%, far lower than the other comparisons they went on. While the cost of development and publishing have gone up, and pricing in other entertainment verticals have also gone up substantially, next generation software pricing has not reflected these increases. $59.99 to $69.99 does not even cover these other cost increases completely, but does move it more in the proper direction. They said, however, that they don't think that $70 will become the new minimum price for every game, just the bigger and highest profile games. Indeed, the move is already being considered by other publishers, according to IDG's research. The music is a bit loud, I'll turn it down now. Alright, I just turned it down a tiny bit. IDG works with all major game publishers, and our channel checks indicate that other publishers are also exploring moving their next generation prices up on certain franchises for the same reasons outlined above. Not every game should garner the $69.99 price point on next gen, but flagship AAAs such as NBA 2K merit this pricing more than others. I personally disagree with this. I don't think that something like NBA should be $70, because every year the games come out. Every year a new 2K game comes out. It's like Call of Duty. Every year a new Call of Duty game comes out. What do they really change? What do they really add? We're talking about things like weapons. Yeah, maybe they'll add a couple of new weapons, but majority of the time, all of the weapons are the same as the last iteration or the iteration before that. You know, sometimes they'll add in new skins and maybe a couple of maps. And while yes, I think that that is great, I do not think that every year consumers should be paying like $70 for the newest iteration of a basketball game or a football game just because they're not different enough. We're not talking here in that situation about something like Assassin's Creed. Okay, I think that titles and franchises like Assassin's Creed or like Horizon Zero Dawn, yes, I could see those games actually being like $70 because they're brand new titles and they don't come out every year. We're talking games that come out every 3-4 years. I mean, look at The Last of Us compared to The Last of Us Part 2. There were 7 years in between those two games. In those cases, I could maybe see games going up those $10. But if we're going to set a minimum at $70 instead of $60, I don't think a lot of games deserve that. I'm curious to know what everyone's thoughts in chat is about this situation. Like I said, I think that some games do warrant it, but others don't. That's all that we really know right now, that some publishers are apparently considering raising game prices. Do you guys prefer games to be a higher price tag with less microtransactions? Or would you prefer a game's base price to be lower, but have alternative ways to make money out of the consumer? I feel like in some ways, it's not the worst situation. I preferred the business model of, oh hey, we have a game, you can buy it for $60, but every couple of months you could buy the $20 or $30 DLC, so yes, you end up spending maybe $100 over 2 years or maybe even 3 years, but you're getting so much more content. And I personally wish that companies would go back to like the chunk DLCs, where, hey, you'd buy a DLC pack for $25, but you'd get like hours of content and skins and bonuses and things like that. Instead of, hey, well, you could buy this game at full price, but you could buy these other items in game, like skins and costumes and loot boxes. Lower base price with the option? Interesting. Too many microtransactions get annoying and distracting, in my opinion. I do agree. I think that some microtransactions are done well. They're done better than others sometimes. But other times, I mean, companies can get extremely greedy with what they're doing. Neither to both. My goodness. Well, I understand that companies need to continue to make money after the initial purchase. You have companies that, we're putting more money into their titles and the cost of development goes up. And I understand they need to make money, but they also need to offer the content for that extra money, in my opinion. How about a game that costs between $30 to $50 and collectors up to $150? I don't mind that mindset of like, hey, you could buy a game for $50 and then you could buy the $80 version and then the $100 version and maybe there's a $150 version. But a lot of games do offer those things and they still offer poor monetization practices and they still offer things like loot boxes and skins and pay-to-win mechanics, which is unfortunate. They're gonna make $70 physical copies and $60 digital. I could see something like that where the digital version is a little bit cheaper than the physical. I'm personally a big fan of physical games. I would much rather pay the extra $5 or $10 for a physical game, but I do know that when you're constantly buying games, it can be extremely expensive. I wouldn't like them to do that, though. I could understand their mindset behind that, but I wouldn't want that because then you're pricing out people that want something physical. People should be able to own a physical copy of something, and I hate games that launch just digital. I really dislike that. I think that both options should be available for consumers, but unfortunately, that's not always the case, as we can see, which is unfortunate. Physical for life. Yeah, I'm a big physical game type of person. If I can buy a physical copy of a game, you bet I will. I will always go for physical. Physical is all I buy. A lot of people in chat saying physical is all you buy. Yeah, it's a shame that they're trying to phase out physical and they're trying to get more people to buy digital. It's a shame. Well, yeah, most PC games now are digital. I wish that there were still actual physical PC games, but they stopped that a while ago. Well, that is all that we had to discuss with that topic. We don't know any other information right now. If more publishers start to announce that their games will be going up to $70, I will definitely update you all. I hope that games stay $60. I do. Especially if they're going to continue the loot box, shitty monetization practices. But I suppose we'll have to see what games are priced at $70. But NBA 2K21 doesn't deserve a $70 price tag, in my opinion. The next topic we are going to be discussing is some rumors, some speculation, and some reports. So, about 3 weeks back, we heard a report that said AT&T was looking to sell Warner Brothers game division, and that Activision and EA were among some of the interested buyers. But now, we are also hearing that Microsoft is interested in purchasing Warner Brothers Interactive. So this was from June 13th. A CNBC report claims that AT&T is considering the sale of Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, the publisher behind Batman, Injustice, Middle-earth, and Mortal Kombat series, among others. According to the news channel's sources, the sale can fetch up to $4 billion for AT&T, which already has a number of interested buyers. Oh, including some of the worst companies. Activision Blizzard, Electronic Arts, and Take-Two Interactive. CNBC's sources said the discussions are a private affair and nothing is final. All of the aforementioned companies declined to comment when asking for a statement. The report understandably took many by surprise, but it's still unclear at present what prompted the move. Some of Warner Brothers' franchises are based on properties like DC Comics that AT&T currently holds exclusive rights to, so it remains to be seen if these will be transferred as part of the deal. I would assume if they're going to sell off the company, those rights would probably transfer too. I mean, obviously we don't know, that's not always the case, but that would kind of be the assumption, in my opinion. This is an interesting time for a sale. As CNBC points out, Warner Media Chief Executive Officer is set to take over as AT&T's new CEO on July 1st. And during the Morgan Stanley's Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference back in March, he revealed that AT&T is focused on portfolio rationalization. I feel like Warner Brothers game division would be a pretty hot commodity if it was announced that AT&T was actually looking to sell and like it was made public. I feel like a lot of companies would be going after it. Now here, it does say that the rumor was like Activision Blizzard and Electronic Arts and Take-Two were interested in buying the game division, which is just awful. Please don't. Like, I don't think that anyone would expect anything good out of the games division, out of Warner Brothers games division, if Blizzard or EA bought it. But the new report is coming out that apparently Microsoft is interested in purchasing Warner Brothers Interactive, which I feel definitely sparks up the rumors even more. Like, it gives more of a backbone to them in a way. Because while yes, like, the rumor sounded believable before, like, Blizzard and Electronic Arts and Take-Two were interested, Microsoft, I feel like Microsoft just holds a lot more weight to me. Maybe it's just because of how EA and Blizzard act. But the reports that Warner Brothers' parent company, AT&T, was looking to sell off its Warner Brothers game division just got a lot more interesting. New reports are now indicating that Microsoft is pursuing interest in purchasing Warner Brothers Interactive, which would make every studio under its umbrella a first-party Microsoft game studio. I feel like that is the reason why it is so important, is because Microsoft is this huge company. I mean, this would make, as it says, make every studio under the umbrella of first-party Microsoft Games studio. The latest report comes from The Information, who says it has multiple sources, adding Microsoft to the likes of EA, Activision, Take-Two, and others who are also interested in acquiring the multiple studios underneath the Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment banner. Mortal Kombat. Oh my. As noted by an analyst, the sale is most likely only to include the talent, with licensing deals being worked out separately. Properties like The Lord of the Rings, DC Comics, Lego, and Harry Potter would still live with Warner Brothers and AT&T, requiring licensing deals to have new games made, though it's expected that franchises like Mortal Kombat would go along with the sale. Though it's unlikely plans for any games currently in development would be affected by the sale, it still leaves a lot of questions up in the air. It would be extremely interesting to see games like, or franchises like Mortal Kombat switch hands, because in my opinion, like, NetherRealms has gone downhill. The Mortal Kombat franchise has gone downhill. There's been a lot of rumors about, like, new Batman games from Warner Brothers, which is interesting, and a lot of people would be excited for that. Like, if they made a new, like, Arkham Asylum game, or I don't know what the next game would be, but you understand. If they made it like another Batman game, I think that people would really be interested in that. There's a lot of rumors that a lot of people are excited for. Mortal Kombat, I've obviously aired my problems with quite a few times here on the channel. Well, right, NetherRealms are the developers, not the publisher. I didn't say that they were the publisher. But Mortal Kombat would go with the sale. Like, if Microsoft, let's say Microsoft or EA or Activision Blizzard purchased Warner Brothers Interactive, franchises like Mortal Kombat would go with the sale, as the article says. I don't know. Because to me, this sounds so, I guess, real. I feel like Warner Brothers Interactive hasn't been talked about a lot, and I mean, haven't really put out a lot. Obviously, you have like Mortal Kombats, which come out like every year, and you have those reoccurring games. But for new properties, there's just not a lot of new properties that we're seeing. As this tweet says, according to a new report by The Information, Microsoft is interested in acquiring the games division of Warner Brothers, known for the popular franchises such as Batman and Mortal Kombat. This comes after AT&T said it was looking to sell the unit last month. I would love to see new Batman games. I would love for Mortal Kombat to switch courses or change courses, and for these franchises, I guess, I don't want to say reignited, because like Mortal Kombat is still really big, but I want to see new titles, I want to see new characters and all of these things. As it says, the sale of Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment would include the following studios: Avalanche Software, NetherRealms, Monolith, Rocksteady, TT Games, and 5 different Warner Brothers Games studios. As it finishes off with, it says, there's still a lot of uncertainty around the reported sale, but Microsoft expressing interest isn't surprising. The Xbox company has been vigorously acquiring a number of different high-profile studios to live under its Microsoft Game Studios umbrella, including Mojang, Double Fine, and Ninja Theory. That's all that we know right now. These are just rumors and reports. These are not facts. But how would you guys feel if, let's say, Microsoft or EA or Activision actually obtained Warner Brothers Interactive? Do you think that that would help or hurt? I feel like it would depend. Because like if Microsoft purchased Warner Brothers Interactive, I think the exclusivity that they would get out of these games, like Batman or Mortal Kombat, would be huge. I know that Microsoft is going hard with purchasing studios and in trying to compete just in the gaming industry, and obviously they do. I don't think that I need to actually point out that Microsoft is a top competitor. But they are going viciously at studios, trying to obtain every studio they can, large or small. And I think that if they actually obtained Warner Brothers Interactive, this could be really big. It could be really big. But like I said, that's all that we know right now. They're just rumors and speculations. And that's all that I really had to discuss with that topic. I'm curious to know everyone's opinions, though. Microsoft has been pretty consumer-friendly lately, to be honest. Probably the best option, in my honest opinion. Microsoft has been pretty consumer-friendly from what I've seen. They haven't been as bad as some other companies. They do have problems in their past. Those aside, though, over the past couple of months and whatnot, I think that they have been pretty good. They have been pretty good. Microsoft sucks? Well, why do you think Microsoft sucks? I guess that's a good place to start. There's been rumors for a while that there is a new Batman game by Warner Brothers that is supposed to be coming out, and it's supposed to be announced. Apparently, this fall, there's supposed to be an announcement for a new Batman game. I don't think that we know really anything about it, Warner Brother Montreal's new Batman game is a soft reboot of the Batman Arkham franchise. Besides that, we don't know anything about it. While I do think that it would be cool, I guess, to see these games, I do think that if Microsoft obtained, like, this Warner Brothers Interactive, I guess I'll just call it, this game's division, I do think that it could help quite a lot. Yeah, fuck Activision. I'm personally not a big fan of Activision, as you all know. I talk pretty critically of them. I don't think that they're above, or that they can't change. I just think that they don't want to change how they act. Daft Vera, like Daft Punk. Good franchises to obtain, but can't compete with Sony's capacity for brilliant fresh IP. Sony's brilliant fresh IPs. What does Sony have that's brilliant and fresh for new IPs? We saw a couple of games during the PlayStation 5 event a couple of weeks ago, but in 2 or 3 weeks, Microsoft is doing their game announcements. They're doing their equivalent to the PlayStation 5 event a few weeks ago, and I feel like it's pretty unfair to say, oh, they could never compete with Sony and their fresh exclusive IPs when we haven't really seen what Microsoft has to bring to the table. I just don't want to underestimate one of the competitors here. I mean, let me ask you all, before we move to the next topic, Sony or Microsoft? Just Sony or Microsoft? Oh, Rez, goodbye Volcano High. If I get a $100 donation, I'll play Goodbye Volcano High. I will sit through the torture and I will stream it. I'm partially kidding, but at the same time, I feel like I should set some really high goal that we could. I don't want to say we could never meet, but I should set some super high goal. Like, oh yeah, I'll play it, watch it. It's kind of more of a visual. It's a visual novel, so it's more of. We don't know. Stay open-minded, everyone. Okay. Vera versus music fight. I need to turn it down more. Alright, I just turned it down a little bit more. Hopefully it's fine. I haven't seen, after I turned it down, I haven't seen anyone really say that it was too loud. Alright, here it is. Alright. Sony, Microsoft, Sony, Microsoft, both. Yeah. Microsoft excels at hardware, neither. Sony, Microsoft play BTS. Okay. Neither. Nintendo, Sony. Alright, I'm seeing a lot of Sonys. I don't want to count Microsoft out yet, because in a few weeks we are supposed to be getting that Xbox Series X event. I hate the abbreviation. You know, you would think that they'd think about the abbreviation a little bit more. We are supposed to be seeing their event in a couple of weeks, which will be interesting. Let me look up the date of that. Because I know that they just announced it. Okay, July 23rd. July 23rd. So in 3 weeks, it will be at 12 p.m. Eastern, July 23rd. The company is planning on showing games made by its Xbox Game Studios. It doesn't say how long the event will be, but I will stream it. It is going to be... So I'll start streaming at 11:45 a.m. Eastern, but I will stream the event and give you all my thoughts like I did with the Cyberpunk event. I do plan on, streaming more of the live events, but I suppose we'll have to see what Microsoft has to offer. I do hate the PlayStation 5 color, though. Honestly, I love my internet router. Don't make fun of the internet router console. I saw someone say that it looked like a toaster. I don't think that it looks like a toaster. I don't think so. All right. So, there is currently quite a situation going on with Twitch. Now, I have told you all my thoughts on Twitch in the past. I think that Twitch has a lot of problems. While it does offer a good place for creators to create the content they want, they also have some glaringly bad problems. And as you all know, I've talked about it on the channel quite a few times. Over the past few weeks, there has been a Me Too movement going on in the gaming industry. There are a lot of streamers and content creators being accused of acting very inappropriate with other people. A lot of people have come forward and said their stories. But during the midst of all of this, there has been a Twitch executive that has been accused of sexual assault. And no one has heard from Twitch. Twitch has not made an official statement on it. And he has not made an official statement on it. Now, I want to read to you all this post that came just a couple of days before the Twitch executive accusations. Now, I'll say, these are just accusations against him. I was hoping for Twitch, or even Hassan Bokhari, I hope I'm saying his name right, for someone to make a statement on the situation, but neither of them have. Twitch and Hassan have not. I was hoping that someone would have, because there's a lot of theories circulating around this, but again, no one has. Twitch said that they were specifically going to start cracking down and investigating anyone with allegations against them. They have banned several streamers that were accused of doing things, yet this Twitch staff member has had no removal and no statements have been made at all. An update to our community. This was posted, like I said, just days before the allegations came out against him. We want to provide an update on our investigations into the recent allegations of sexual abuse and harassment involving Twitch streamers and actions we're taking. We are reviewing each case that has come to light as quickly as possible, while ensuring appropriate due diligence as we assess these serious allegations. We've prioritized the most severe cases and will begin issuing permanent suspensions in line with our findings immediately. In many of the cases, these alleged incidents took place off of Twitch, and we need more information to make a determination. In some cases, we will need to report the case to the proper authorities who are better placed to conduct a more thorough investigation. For those who have come forward and would like to share additional information, and to anyone who hasn't shared their experience and wants to do so, you can report confidentially through the reporting tools on each streamer's channel page. We're also committed to continuing our efforts to make Twitch a safer environment with more tools to combat harassment and hate. We have work underway, including a review of our hateful conduct and harassment policies, enhanced offensive username detection, improvements to automod in our banned words list, and other projects focused on reducing harassment and hateful conduct. Those who have come forward have shown incredible strength, vulnerability, and bravery. We acknowledge that we can't single-handedly tackle pervasive issues.
Come on in there. MCHA is simply rules.
Across the gaming and broader internet communities, but we take our responsibility as service for our community seriously. We will continue to assess accusations against people affiliated with Twitch and explore ways Twitch can collaborate with other industry leaders on this important issue. Thank you so much for the donation. I do appreciate it. I apologize there, but I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the donation. Now, Twitch had made this statement, and directly after this statement, they started shooting first and asking questions later. And what I mean by that is that Twitch started instantly banning and suspending a lot of creators that had accusations made against them. Like a day after these accusations happened, they started making very drastic steps very quickly. And then just 2 days after this statement, saying that they are not afraid to take action against people that they feel are guilty, even though they don't explain what their investigations entail at all, a Twitch executive, Hassan Bokhari, has been accused of sexual assault as the platform begins perma-banning alleged abusers. Twitch's director of partnerships is among more than 130 people in the streaming and gaming industries who have been accused by name of sexual misconduct. Vio, a Twitch partner creator with 46k followers, tweeted allegations that Bokhari had used his position at the company to obtain her contact information, pressured her into meeting him in person, coerced her into sending him nude images, and then shared them without her permission, and sexually assaulted her numerous times. I will bring up the post. I'm not going to read through it all. I will put it in chat if anyone is interested in it so you all can read it, but I am going to read through a portion of it. I'm done being silent. I've been seeing a lot of women coming out with their own stories over the past few days, and it's given me the courage to speak out against my own abuser. My abuser is a well-known Twitch staff member who happens to also handle partners' accounts, including those of women. His name is Hassan Bokhari and goes by Hassan on Twitch. Him and I used to date for the majority of 2015. When we got more serious, I was hesitant to us being public because I was afraid of being judged for dating a staff member on top of other things, so we weren't romantic in public. It was an extremely toxic relationship from both sides, and I'd like to talk about the abuse of power that I've witnessed. So, in regards to power abuse, whoops, my HUD just went away. In regards to power abuse, he would often rant about partners and often share confidential information about them, including DMs between him and partners, emails between him and partners, whispers, etc. He'd shared them with me in private, but also in group Discord calls where my community, him and I, would all hang out in. In private, he'd share them mostly vocally, sometimes through screen share. I've seen those things from partner dashboards, revenue dashboards, work emails, work group chats, emails, etc., personal partner contracts, including the ones of some of the biggest streamers. He'd screen share his work because he enjoyed it when I watched him work, and also to impress me, and rarely through text. In group calls, he'd mostly rant about partners, especially if they DM'd him complaining about something, but also share company secrets. He abused his position a lot. I'm a prime example of that, unfortunately, so I'm going to use myself just to name a few. The same day that I linked him to my stream, he messages me midstream and asks me if I'd like to change my name from VO7_2 to Trust the Cake to better fit my branding. I asked for VO instead jokingly, which to my shock he agreed to, and he changed it. He later that night links me a form. The form was meant for partners as a Christmas gift to them. It included lots of special things, such as the purple Twitch hoodie. I was shocked, especially since I wasn't even a partner, and I mentioned that, to which he replied, "Don't worry, I have a feeling you'll be a partner soon." Again, I replied in shock, and he let me know that he'll have a team look into the account. Then she goes on to say that they were messaging quite a bit. He continued, and he eventually offered her a PAX East pass where we would get that legit wine and dine, and I responded by saying that I don't really just agree to things like that, especially since I've only known him for a day. She continues on, and she does make some pretty serious allegations against him, saying, "I happened to be in a call with him when he found out that Luminosity was soliciting women for nudes. This happened before people knew about the Discord Circle of Trust, and possibly before it even existed. Lumi happened to be streaming when the information came out. So Hassan went into his streams to let him know through chat that he wanted to talk, and he ended up slapping him on the wrist for it. And then, I also know that after our breakup, Hassan, Lumi, and Trav were extremely close. Knowing Hassan's nature, I highly doubt that they wouldn't discuss anything. The next thing I'm going to speak on, however, is what makes me doubt this the most." And then she goes on to say that he shared my nudes with my best friends. "What makes me angrier than anything is the fact that he went out of his way to violate my trust." So I will post this in chat because I don't feel comfortable really reading the rest right now. She does say that, you know, there was some sexual assault incidents. I'm sure you can all understand the situation from here. I will put it in chat in case anyone wants to read. But basically, she is making pretty serious allegations against him. And during this, even though Twitch has decided to shoot first and ask questions later, banning people for allegations, they have made no statement on the situation. I think that this is extremely important that they or even he comments on. These are not small accusations. They are, yes, accusations, but we're talking about a Twitch staff member that's being accused of abuse of power, using his position to get people to do things for him. You would think that Twitch wouldn't want this image on them right now, especially with everything that's going on in the world and even in the gaming industry. But there's been nothing. As the article continues, Twitch has permanently banned 5 partner streamers over allegations. Her accusations came a day after Twitch issued a statement about its investigations, as I read. Twitch did not confirm which streamers were involved in the most serious cases, but they did ban Bless RNG, Dreadconed, Warwitch, 21 Wolf, and I Am Spoon. As you can see, Rod Breslow had tweeted it out, the announcement, and Twitch also removed Bless RNG's custom emotes. As you can see, Twitch is taking these situations pretty seriously on one hand, but on the other, when it's a staff member, it has been radio silent, and I think that is extremely suspicious. I think that if Twitch is going to police people because of accusations and they're going to ban people, then they need to make a statement on this executive, which is being accused of doing things to multiple people. But that's all that I really had to discuss with this. We don't know anything else right now. Again, no one's made any statements, but it will be interesting when they eventually do, or unless they don't. If they stay radio silent on this, I would be, I guess, not shocked, because that's how Twitch is. Twitch is filled with double standards. They apply their rules perfectly fine to some people, and other people get very good treatment. They never get in trouble. They can do whatever they want, and they can get away with it. And it's like the rules don't apply to them. It's favoritism at its finest, but that's all that I had to discuss with that. If there is an update to this, I will definitely let you all know on Twitter, so make sure to follow me there, and I would discuss it in a live stream. Twitch policing anything is absurd. It's hard to say because there are situations right now where Twitch is policing people because of these accusations, but a lot of them are accusations. They are not proven. If someone was found guilty of doing something awful and disgusting, and there was evidence, then I would more so understand them outright banning them. But to ban people off of one side of a story just isn't okay. It's not okay. It's one rule for another on social media, on Twitch. Kind of toxic sometimes. Guilty until proven innocent. This is new how? It shouldn't be. It should be innocent until proven guilty, but these platforms like to treat it as guilty until proven innocent, and I don't think that it should be that way. I stand by innocent until proven guilty. I do. What we have here is an adult relationship that is lacking adults. My goodness. I'm betting this guy has plenty of dirt on other Twitch executives. Well, that might be the case, but, you know, unfortunately, it sounds like a lot of people at Twitch are shitty. It really sounds, the more that I talk about Twitch and the more that I'm always reading about Twitch, the shittier it becomes. And Twitch isn't the worst platform out there, but they need to get it together. Like, if they're literally going to come out and say, we're going to police people due to accusations, then why are their staff exempt from that? Why are their staff just not part of this conversation at all? Grim, I have no clue what that means. But great. It's pretty close, Vera. Yeah, it's pretty close to one of the worst. And I've said it before, I don't want Twitch to fail. I think that Twitch does offer a good platform for people to create content online and to share their content and their passion. But they need to enforce their rules properly. And they need to have people in positions of power that aren't abusing that power. Because their staff is in a privileged position, that's not fair. I mean, obviously we know that's how a lot of companies are ran, but doesn't mean it's fair. I've heard Twitch is run by a small crew and very close with certain mods and streamers. It sounds corrupt. I've been looking into Twitch a lot. Definitely sounds like they have some inner circle problems. Sell Twitch to Microsoft? Oh, Grim. Oh, Grim. Ah. By the way, where's Dr. Disrespect? We need to start putting Dr. Disrespect pictures on a milk carton. I haven't talked about any of the theories because I just felt like talking about theories isn't really what I wanted to do because there are a lot of pretty obnoxious theories going on around Dr. Disrespect. Now, there are some that sound pretty serious and sound pretty believable, but there are a lot of theories about Dr. Disrespect. Just one day, poof, gone. We're at a week now, right? He's in his home? Maybe. Unless you listen to the darker theories, that he's really like a spy or something. That's how it goes. I would have to have a stake in Twitch to care about its success or failure. Fair enough. He's at agent training. No. Alright, we are going to move into the last topic of the night, which I want to touch on lightly now. On Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing an episode of Titan's Table Magic the Gathering Edition, and we will be talking about the situation, but I really wanted to read through it because it's really frustrating. This is a Bounding Into Comics article. Wizards of the Coast removes Lisbeth Eden from the Magic Creator Program for photos featuring nudity and sexualized posing. Wizards of the Coast has removed Magic the Gathering content creator Lisbeth Eden from the game's creator program, accusing her of distributing Magic content that is against our code of conduct. As you all know, most companies have everything covered in their codes of conduct. They could literally ban you and suspend you and remove you from any program if they feel like it. There's always a way out for them. And in this situation, there was a way out for them. So she had tweeted out here, I will bring this up on screen because she had posted quite a few things. There we go. All right. Positioning of this screen is perfectly fine. Sometimes, guys, articles open and it's extremely wonky. She said, Wizards of the Coast kicked me out of the creator program because I apparently sexualized Magic the Gathering and that's not allowed. Okay, so how about the artists who have posted the same things? It's cool because they are drawings. Very nice, y'all. She doesn't give any examples of what she means by the artists who have posted the same things. The assumption is that she means artists that have made very sexualized cards and artworks for cards, which I will show in a minute, but would like to just add, the only things I've done are make a fake Magic card that isn't real in any way, my Mythic Woman card that was a joke, and posted a photo of myself with 2 colossal Dreadmaw cards stuck in my top. It's amazing to me that I am consistently positive in the Magic the Gathering community, am significantly less vulgar and controversial than lots of sponsored creators, but because there are photos of me with cleavage, I am not allowed to even be part of the creator program. I want to say to that one thing really quickly, is that Wizards of the Coast doesn't really sponsor creators a lot of the time that are controversial. They don't really have any creators that are sponsored that talk negatively about them on a consistent basis. I feel like that's important to point out So she said, here's the email that I got. I haven't actually done what I'm being accused of. The card I made doesn't feature adult nudity, and I've posted 0 explicit content related to Magic the Gathering. So the email says, Magic Creator Program violation and removal. Hello, Lisbeth. It has come to our attention that you have been distributing Magic content that is against our code of conduct, including photos featuring adult nudity and sexualized posting. This is a violation of your participation in the Magic Creator Program and Magic sponsored events. As a result, you will be removed from the program in accordance with Section 3 of the Wizards of the Coast Program Terms and Conditions. I will show you all in a moment what she had done and the assumptions as to why she was removed. But it does say under the Code of Conduct, Section 2 states, do not use, post, or distribute or link to obscene, pornographic, sexually explicit, graphically or gratuitously violent, derogatory, demeaning, malicious, defamatory, abusive, offensive, hateful, or discriminatory language or content. This includes masking language by using alternative characters, spelling, spacing to get around profanity filters, or claims of profanity filter testing. Wizards of the Coast. So, she has only ever... Okay, so I guess I should say she is a content creator that does do a lot of adult content, which is perfectly fine in my opinion. I don't think that that's a problem. She has a Patreon, which is 18 plus. She has an OnlyFans. She does have things like that. So going by this email, yes, she does have images that go against their policy. They are, in their rights, allowed to remove her from the program, but their policy is garbage, honestly. So I will show you all, here it is, what she had posted. I'll zoom this out a tiny bit more. This is mainly the assumption as to why she was removed from the program. This is the image in question. Nice. It says, Women of Magic, at the beginning of each upkeep, create 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance. Haha. White Knight. You may cast Woman of Magic from your graveyard or from exile. Now, the reasons why I see that maybe they would be angry about this is because she is using an official border. So the border does have the official, like, mana symbols, as you can see at the top right. It says 3, and then the blue, and then the black, the island and swamp. It is an official border that is actually on cards. And at the bottom left, even though it says not for sale, Lisbeth, Eden, and Prox, meaning it's a proxy, it's a fake card, it does say at the bottom right, blue-black TM for trademark 2020 Wizards of the Coast, and I think this is why they ultimately removed her. Do I think that they should have removed her? No. I think that they could have reached out and said, hey, you have this image up on your social media with our official border, our official mana symbols. It even says trademark Wizards of the Coast 2020 at the bottom right. Can you please, like, black out the trademark at the bottom right? They should have reached out to her because she, from what I've seen on social media, is sociable. She's not some angry creator. It's not like she'd be like, no, I'm not gonna do that. She seems like, yeah, she enjoyed the program and she would have. She is known, and has been known, for posting NSFW content on social media. She, like I said, has an OnlyFans account, and she has a Twitter that highlights a lot of those things. Wizards of the Coast knew, when they allowed her into the program, that this is the type of content that she posted. They're supposed to be progressive, which means supporting a woman, and what she wants to do with her body in any way that's legal. I understand that they don't want pornography, but this is just NSFW. This doesn't fall under pornography, and she was already doing this type of content before they accepted her application into the program. This isn't very progressive of Wizards of the Coast. You know, they claim to be progressive in all of these things. But removing a female creator just because she made a proxy card with her artwork on it, or with her photo on it, doesn't seem very progressive to me. Doesn't seem very progressive to me. That's all that we really know with it. She hasn't made any other statements on the partner program. I think from someone that's followed Wizards of the Coast for a long time and the shit that they've done, it's better to not be part of this program that she got kicked out of, because to stay sponsored by Wizards of the Coast, you have to follow their ideology. You're not free to make the content you want, and being part of the program really doesn't provide you with many perks anyway. Yes, it does provide you with some benefits, like they give you codes for like Arena and whatnot, but overall, it's pretty worthless. And I mean, I wouldn't shed a tear if I had been removed from a program like this. Yes, it does provide some small benefits, but overall it's not like it's going to shoot up your career or anything. And she's already pretty well known on social media. She has 139,000 followers. She does create a lot of good Magic the Gathering content. I think that it's pretty ridiculous that Wizards of the Coast would remove her for this. They literally could have told her, hey, change the border, get rid of the border, get rid of the trademark at the bottom right, but they didn't, and they decided to just send her this email saying, nope, you're gone, you're done. And a lot of people have been pointing out the artwork on other Magic the Gathering cards. As you can see right here, this is an official Magic the Gathering card. There are quite a lot of cards that do feature very sexy female characters. The people are pointing out that the difference is that one is an actual female, it's an actual photo, and one is an artwork. It's not like she marketed it, it's not like she sold it, it's not like she said, hey, if you give me $20 on OnlyFans, I'll send you a copy of this card. It's not like she was selling it, she just had posted it on her social media, and it all leads back to the way that Wizards of the Coast has been acting over the past year, maybe 2 years even. They've been extremely strict with creators. They don't really sponsor creators that are critical of them. They have an ideology, and if you don't follow it, you're just not going to be part of their Cool Kids program, and unfortunately, Elizabeth Eden was removed from the program. We will be talking about it, like I said, on Titan's Table on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We will talk about it a little bit more, but those are just my general thoughts on it. So that's all that I really had to discuss in this live stream, everyone. I talked about $70 games, we talked about Warner Brothers Interactive, we discussed the Twitch executive, and we talked about Wizards of the Coast removing this creator from the program. We will move to the Q&A portion of the live stream. If you all have any questions or topics you want me to discuss, please feel free to put them into chat now. That photo has a lot of photoshopping in it too. She creates a lot of adult content on social media, which is fine. I don't think that that's a problem at all. I mean, if you're an attractive lady, you go for it. But the point is that she has created this NSFW content for a very long time, even before she was part of this partner program. Whoever was accepting the partner program applications obviously didn't look into her social media if they've got such a big problem with this. Most people share your view about avoiding the partner program. Honestly, while yes, it does provide you with some benefits like codes, it doesn't do anything for your career. Yes, sometimes they'll share a creator of the week. It's not like it brings you instant fame or it brings all of their followers to your content. I just think that the cons outweigh the pros for the Wizards of the Coast creator program. And I think that a lot of other people, like you said, Drew, would agree with that. Yeah, the card was put together by the proxy guy, but it's not like it was being sold, it wasn't being distributed in any way, it was just posted on social media. Sexy card equals banned? Well, there are still artworks that come out in the game that have pretty sexy characters. Here, though, a lot of people think it's just because she used a border that still said trademarked at the bottom, and also it was NSFW. I don't think that it should have been a problem. I think that they should have just approached her and given her possibly a warning if they felt like they had to, instead of an instant removal. Their program needs to work differently. Yes, they were going by their policy, and they are allowed to remove her from the program for this, but their policy is honestly garbage. The program is a bonus if you are already doing the content, but to go out of your way, it's not worth it. Right. Cancel culture is the new Inquisition. So the proxy guy did it, and she was the one that got kicked out. The proxy guy is not affiliated with Wizards of the Coast at all. He was not part of the program. It's because he had made the proxy, like the card, and she had posted it on her social media. It's not like she retweeted it. She had actually posted it. And unfortunately, because she's the one that was part of the program, she was the one removed. He's not affiliated with Wizards of the Coast at all. Nicely done card. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't scroll on her Twitter. It's NSFW. I mean, I follow her and whatnot, but I think that this is pretty good. Woman of Magic. I really like the ability. At the beginning of each upkeep, create 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance. Smart. Very smart. She reached out before making such content and they said nothing. Well, she was already making NSFW content before Wizards of the Coast removed her, or before Wizards of the Coast accepted her into the program. NSFW equals higher sales numbers. Well, some companies don't believe that. It's just that Wizards of the Coast says that they're progressive, yet this doesn't seem very progressive to me. All right. Time to wrap up the live stream. I'm just scrolling through really quickly. One second, you guys. Sorry, I'm just checking the dashboard really quickly. Sometimes, my friends, it does not like me very much. All right. It's still not going to. It's still not going to like me. I was surprised to hear of the removal when they removed the playmats and shirts at the event. Oh, the Chandra and Liliana playmats. Is that what you're referring to, Cinder? I know that we'll discuss this on Titan's Table on Thursday, but I wanted to talk about it because it's frustrating with the way that Wizards of the Coast has been acting recently. Sex sells. And going woke gets you broke. Very true. All right, you guys, I am going to end the live stream here. Thank you all so much for the donations tonight. I do appreciate it. If you enjoy the content I create, please make sure to give the live stream a like. And of course, if you did not like it, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way. If you were not already, please consider joining the Discord. We are very active there, and I do actively talk in the supporter chat. And with that, if you want to become a supporter and become a Dark Titan, you can for just $1 a month via Patreon. It does really help support the channel. I will put that link into chat. We are at 40 Dark Titans right now. Once we hit 50, I will be doing a monthly supporter only live stream, which will feature live Q&A, multiplayer games with supporters. Not sure what else yet, but we're at 40. I'm hoping to get to 50 really soon so we can start doing those exclusive live streams. But thank you all so much for stopping by and have a fantastic night, everyone.